Right, so today we are looking at another body system. We'll look at two. First one we're going to look at is your circulatory system. If you look at the word circulatory, it almost looks like a circle. So think about your circulatory system as a big circle. All right, so the circulatory system is the body's transport system. So you can think about this as roads and vehicles on a road that move people and supplies in order to meet the needs. So your circulatory system is that transport system throughout your body that moves things around your body that it needs. So it's responsible for delivering and removing materials from every cell of your body. So it's going to deliver oxygen, it's going to take away the carbon dioxide, and it's going to bring nutrients as well. So what role does the circulatory system play? Again, it transports the materials of oxygen and nutrients to every single cell of your body and takes away the carbon dioxide and the other cell waste so that it can get rid of the things that it doesn't need. The main parts of your circulatory system are your heart, your blood vessels, and your blood. So your blood vessels are tubes that carry blood throughout your body, and they're like the roads that your blood cells travel. You have three types of blood vessels. You have the arteries. These are the blood vessels that carry blood with lots of oxygen away from the heart. So arteries away. You have capillaries. Those are the smallest kind of blood vessels, and they have very thin walls, so gases pass through these and to the body cells. Then you have veins, and those are your blood vessels that carry blood back to the heart. So arteries go away, veins bring it back. So blood is made up of a solid part and a liquid part. So you have platelets in your blood that help with clotting. So if you get cut or you get a scrape and it eventually stops bleeding, those platelets help it to stop bleeding. You have those white blood cells that help fight off infection, and your red blood cells carry oxygen in the blood. Your liquid part of your blood is called plasma, and this is mostly water. And this is where your nutrients and then the cell waste are carried in the blood. And if you look in the middle of the slide, you can see a microscopic picture. The white blood cell is at the top here, a red blood cell here, and then there are tiny little platelets here. So blood is the fluid of life. It transports oxygen from the lungs to body tissue and carbon dioxide from the body tissue to the lungs to get rid of it. Because it contains living cells, your blood is alive. You have red blood cells and white blood cells. And they need nourishment too, so taking vitamins and minerals help keep your blood healthy. And a little bit more than half of your blood is plasma, which is that liquid that we talked about. And it carries solid cells and platelets, which help your blood clot. And without your platelets, you would bleed to death. So without those platelets stopping you bleeding, you would bleed to death. So, talking about what path the blood takes after being pumped from the heart to the body cells, it moves from the heart through arteries, because remember, arteries go away, to capillaries, and then return through the veins. So you can see here, from the heart, it goes to the arteries, away, capillaries, veins, and back. It's like a big circle, like the circulatory system, circulatory circle. Hey, we're going to watch a video about the heart.
Kids Health presents How the Body Works with Chloe and the Nurse. The nerves in those guys.
Let me guess, the Pinky Gang?
Thank God, my mommy!
What? Your mommy? Those knuckle-headed jerks? This has gone too far. Now it's personal. It's mommy saving time. Read me that note again.
Dear little nerd, that's what you called me. The Pinky Gang has taken me to the final chamber. And that's it. That's all she had time to write before they took her away.
Sounds like a riddle to me. We just have to figure out what it means.
Oh, I'm out of breath, and my heart's thumping like a runaway train.
That's because your body's working hard, which means your heart and lungs have to work harder to get oxygen through your body. Wait, that's the answer. The heart.
Isn't the answer always in our hearts?
Well, yes, but I meant the answer to the riddle. I think they've taken her to the chambers of the heart.
Oh, yes, exactly as I suspected.
They may have the head start, but we have the advantage. We know the circulatory system.
We do?
We're going to follow this vein directly to the heart.
Thank you, kind river, for taking us on this noble quest.
Nerve, it's blood. That's its job. Your veins carry blood to the heart, and your arteries carry blood away from the heart.
Away from my heart? Is that safe?
It's not just safe, it's necessary. You need blood everywhere, from the top of your head to your toes. And arteries and veins, called blood vessels, are how the blood gets there and back again.
But why? What do my toes need blood for?
Your body is made of tiny cells that all need oxygen. It's your blood's job to bring the oxygen to every part of your body, including your toes.
So how does this oxygen get in the blood?
The lungs bring oxygen into the body when you breathe. From there, it has to find its way to every other part of your body. And the blood is its delivery service. The heart pumps blood to the lungs to pick up oxygen, then pumps the oxygenated blood out to the rest of the body. After the blood has delivered all the oxygen, it picks up carbon dioxide, a waste product. Then the blood goes back to the lungs to drop off the carbon dioxide and pick up more oxygen. And the whole process begins again.
The circle of life. Chloe, how long are we going to be on this boat?
There's no earthly way of knowing. The oxygen just keeps on flowing, and the eyeballs keep on rowing, and they show no signs of slowing.
Stop.
Okay, we're here.
Chloe, this heart is huge.
The human heart is only about the size of a fist, but this is the heart of Bodylandia. Now, the note says they have her in the final chamber. If we follow the blood flow through the heart, it will take us through the 4 chambers of the heart, the 2 atria and 2 ventricles, and right to her.
Watch out, Bobby Steelers. Here we go.
Nerve, blood is going that way.
Here we go.
We started in the right atrium where the blood enters the heart. From there, we follow the blood through the tricuspid valves into the right ventricle. Valves keep blood flowing into the right direction. Next, it took us through another valve, the pulmonary this time, and through the pulmonary artery up to the lungs. That's where the blood loaded up on oxygen. We all left that place fully oxygenated. Exited through the pulmonary veins into the left atrium, then at last through the mitral valve, and into the left ventricle.
The final chamber.
What's that noise?
Mommy! Oh no! What have you done to her?
Jonathan Nervquist Nervington. You shush now. I'm fine.
But you were stolen by the Pinky Gang. How could you be fine?
Stolen? I wasn't stolen, you silly little nerve. I'm teaching my Monday morning yoga and meditation class.
What?
Didn't you read the note I left you?
The Pinky Gang has taken me to the final chamber.
Turn it over.
for our Monday morning yoga and meditation class.
But it's the Pinky Gang. They're the bad guys. Oh, they're not that bad. They just need to relax. I'm teaching them how to find their centers.
I feel so focused.
So tranquil.
I never realized being evil was so stressful.
Why don't you join us? When we're done, we can all leave together with the oxygen-rich blood through the aorta.
Circulatory, circulatory, circulatory.
All right. So moving into our next body system that we're going to talk about is your respiratory system. You can tell by the picture, your respiratory system is how you breathe. So here's a picture of your respiratory system and the parts. So the purpose of your respiratory system is to provide your body with a fresh supply of oxygen that helps your cells respirate and remove the waste product, carbon dioxide. So some of the major organs and their functions is your nose. That's your entry and exit point for air. Your pharynx, which is at the back of your throat. It serves for the passageway between both air and food. Your larynx, also called your voice box, is as the air passes over your vocal cords, that's how you speak. Your trachea or your windpipe, that's what connects your pharynx to your lungs. And there's a piece of skin called an epiglottis that covers your trachea when you swallow, that prevents food from entering. So sometimes if you might hear somebody say their food went down the wrong pipe, that's because they swallowed and the epiglottis didn't get it covered all the way. So going into your lungs, you have the bronchi, which are the two large passageways that lead from the trachea to your lungs, and you have one for each lung. Then your bronchi is divided into bronchioles. And further going in, you have alveoli, which are little tiny air sacs. They look like little grapes. You have the capillaries that surround those, and that's where the exchange of gases within the blood occurs, because remember, your capillaries are able to exchange gases. You also have your diaphragm, and that's the muscle that causes you to breathe. And when you get the hiccups are an involuntary contraction of the diaphragm. So remember, involuntary means that you don't control it, you can't control it. So here is a picture of your lungs and all the capillary, or all the alveoli. So your respiratory system moves oxygen from the outside environment into your body, and then it removes that carbon dioxide in the water. And again, this picture shows all the tiny bronchioles that carry the air into your alveoli for your gas exchange. So here's another picture. So this is showing a picture of how we breathe. So when we breathe in, your diaphragm contracts, your lung expands. And when you breathe out, your lungs relax and your diaphragm also relaxes. And then this is in the alveoli, what happens. So your respiratory and your circulatory system work together. So, and that forms your cardiopulmonary system. And remember, we talked about cardio. Anything with cardio or cardiac means heart. And this is an important connection between the heart and the lungs. So in order for your cardiopulmonary system to work, your heart and your lungs pumping the blood and getting the oxygen, carbon dioxide out. Let's watch another video about how your lungs work.
Kids Health presents How the Body Works with Bowie and the Nurse.
There, my gallbladder stands up and finishes my joke. I mean, the gall of that guy.
Hold that thought, Herb. What's this?
5th annual Bodylandia Lung Race. The duo that gets into and then out of the lungs first wins a prize. Prize? A prize, Chloe. Oh, my dear heavens, a prize.
If the time on this poster is right, the race is about to start any minute. Yikes! We better get into our running outfit.
A nerve is always ready for a race.
Chloe's too.
To the racetrack.
You made it in the nick of time. They're about to start.
And they're off. The kidneys are in the lead, followed by the eyeballs and the ears. Chloe and the nerve are in dead last. Chloe, let's pick up the pace, shall we?
This isn't working, and I'm breathing really hard.
You're breathing hard because your body needs more oxygen. Oxygen is in the air we breathe. When you're breathing hard, your lungs can take in more oxygen, and your heart is beating faster to get that oxygen all around your body. In we go!
Do you know where we're going?
Of course, into the respiratory system, and more specifically, the lungs.
This is gross, Nerve. There are boogers everywhere.
Let's get out of here, Chloe. When you inhale, air comes into your nose or mouth, and then down your windpipe, also called the trachea. At the end of the trachea are two large tubes called the bronchi. They lead to two large organs responsible for breathing, called lungs. One bronchus goes to the left lung, and the other one to the right. The lungs inhale air with the help from your chest muscles and diaphragm, a dome-shaped muscle under the lungs. As you breathe in, your diaphragm contracts and flattens out. This allows it to move down, so your lungs have more room to expand as they fill up with air.
So when you exhale, everything happens in reverse, and the air goes out the way it came in?
Exactly. Here we come!
This is the lungs? Nerve, it's just another set of tubes.
The lungs have tons of these smaller and smaller sized tubes called bronchioles, which can be as small as the thickness of a hair. The end should be right after the next one. Here we come!
Nerve, where are we?
The alveoli, fancy word. This is where the magic happens, where oxygen from the air we breathe gets absorbed into the blood. Alveoli are tiny air sacs at the end of each bronchiole. There are about 600 million alveoli in the lungs. Each has a mesh-like covering of very small blood vessels called capillaries. Oxygen travels into the blood through the alveoli into the tiny capillaries that surround them.
Fantastic!
Oh, right. We've got a race to win. But before we go, I should explain the process of exhaling. The air you breathe in is different than the air you breathe out. The most important gas in the air is oxygen. Every one of your body's cells needs oxygen to stay alive. Deep inside the lungs, your body takes oxygen from the air and delivers it to the bloodstream. Then your heart can pump oxygen-rich blood all around the body. Then the process operates in reverse, letting your body get rid of a gas called carbon dioxide, which is waste gas the body doesn't need. Carbon dioxide is carried by the bloodstream to the lungs. Then the lungs exhale it out of the body.
Nerve, we're falling further and further behind in the race.
No worries, I'll kick it into nerve hyperdrive.
Doing it! We're winning!
No! We did it! We won! The crowd goes wild! Why is everyone so quiet?
Nerve, we won the race like 45 minutes ago.
Oh!
Okay, so you have got a lot of information today about the circulatory system and the respiratory system. Here is a Kahoot for you to play. Feel free to go back through the video to help you and show us what you know.